Chào mừng quý vị quay trở lại với phần tiếp theo của chương trình Đồng tiền thông minh trên kênh truyền hình FBNC với phần trò chuyện liên quan đến chủ đề quản trị nguồn nhân lực qua phần chia sẻ của hai vị chuyên gia nhiều năm kinh nghiệm đến từ công ty HR2B là công ty cung cấp dịch vụ nhân sự chuyên nghiệp, là anh Thomas Vovers là tổng giám đốc và chị Nguyễn thị Bích Hồng phó tổng giám đốc. Welcome back. So let's talk about how to look for a good HR manager. So from a business owner's point of view, when he's looking for an HR manager, what do you look for? The personalities, criteria, and what do you look for?
Okay, for the criteria for an HR manager, firstly, you want to look for someone who's a business person who can talk about your business and understands about your business, whatever that happens to be. Then you want to make sure that they got some technical skill and experience. So you want to see that they understand about recruitment, they understand about payroll, they understand about training and development, understand about performance management. Then you want to really see about them as a person and make an assessment for yourself. How are they going to get along with your current management team and with your organisation? Will they be able to gain respect of those people?
Does this person have to have like a specific experience in specific industry or just general HR?
It really depends on the business that you're in. For some organisations, the human resources component is not a big cost component. It doesn't matter so much. You can get them from anywhere. For other organisations where 50 or 60% of your costs are people, you probably want to look for someone from the industry that knows the tricks of the trade, knows how to get around and do the right things in that industry. So it depends on your business.
That's the HR manager, the head of the team. How about the members? So if you look for someone who's going to join the HR department, right now the companies, what is the big problem that they have right now in terms of looking for people? The young people, the young graduate, the young students.
You mean in human resource management? Well, for the member, because in the whole HR function, there is some specific area like recruitment, like compensation and benefit, like the training thing. So for each area, of course, the HR manager should look for the person who have experience on that area. However, there can separate in the business mindset, which means that either the member doing any function in any area in the human resource function, he or she is still need to stick on the business, understand the business, because they are still part of the human resource management in the whole organization.
So for small and medium-sized companies, and especially in Vietnam nowadays, you see a lot of people start their own business, which is starting from 10, 15, 20 people. From your experience for the business owners of the small company, what should they do now? Because if you set up a foundation of a good HR system, then when the company grow up later with more people, like hundreds and 200, that's big organizations. But from now, a very small size company, what did you do to build a good foundation that when you grow up for too many people and later in the future, you won't have the problem? What is the advice right now?
So
for entrepreneurs?
That's a good question. For small and medium enterprises, the important thing is to start well. And just basic stuff of keeping records and keeping clear who's coming in and out of your company and how long are they staying, because that'll give you information for the future. Probably you just need an administrator or something until you get the tipping point is around 50 staff.
50?
Before that, the business owner can do it.
Okay, that's a magic number.
But once you get to 50 or a little bit more than that, it starts to get harder to remember everybody's names. It starts you start to get the need to have systems and processes. Then what we advise, of course, is to call in your friendly HR services company, who's mostly going to give you some consultation, have a look at your business, and say, okay, these are the things that you need to implement with this sort of priority. It's the first thing to do, second thing to do. And then it's looking around for a junior HR person coming out of school or something and giving them the task of implementing those things. So they're building up their experience.
So for people, especially young students who want to develop their career path as an HR people like you, what do they study? I mean, of course, the school and education from universities is a basic, is a theory. But when you get outside, what should they keep in mind if they want to develop a career path from your experience?
Yeah, well, I think at university, typically there's going to be some human resources related subjects that you're learning. And that's good because it gives you, a bit of exposure to the information that's there. The thing that's important is that when you're facing a business problem as an HR professional is to go out and have a look and see what's the latest. Human resources profession isn't just staying the same. Things are developing and things are changing. And that's where, things like LinkedIn and, the different social networks that are around really help. So go and have a look on the internet, see if you can find information. Second thing is to build your own personal network. Look for people in similar organizations to you. Talk to them. Say, hey, I've got this problem. How are you handling it? And get information from them.
So when talking about the Vietnamese HR labor market, there's one common problem is the job hopping, just because there are so many opportunities for people changing their job many times.
Right.
It's hard to find a loyal employees nowadays.
Well,
so from your experience of talking to business clients, what do you say to them if they want to keep a loyal employees or have to deal with this problem?
And actually, when we see the whole market movement, when we see the employee, when they working for organization, they not only working for money, they look for other things like personal development and leadership in the organization. So like Tom has mentioned that the people not leave the organization because of the company, but because of the boss, because of the leader. So when we talk with the business owner, we would advise them to see in the whole thing, not only one thing, not only how do we pay them, not only how to provide them a lot of training for them to develop their career. And then when you see the whole thing, so you might easy to identify what is the main thing of the staff turnover, or what is the main reason of the people leaving the organization.
Sure. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. We'll get back after a short break to talk more about the services that you offer to companies in Vietnam. Cảm ơn quý vị đã quan tâm theo dõi chương trình. Vừa rồi là những chia sẻ của hai vị khách mời đến từ công ty HR2B, là một công ty cung cấp dịch vụ nhân sự chuyên nghiệp. Đó là anh Tom Vovers, Tổng giám đốc, và chị Nguyễn Thị Bích Hồng, Phó Tổng giám đốc. Quý vị có thể xem lại chương trình trên website FBNC-Vn hoặc là facebook.com/đồng tiền thông minh. Chúng tôi sẽ còn quay trở lại trong phần tiếp theo.